Since Godzilla X Kong the New Empire new trailer dropped, many people have speculated many things about many of the new and old kaiju that made an appearance in the trailer. And one of them is of course, Mothra. Even though her screen time in the trailer is brief, to the point that if you do not pay a very close attention to the trailer, or God forbid, you sneeze or close your eye at any point in the trailer, you might miss her entirely. This tells me that they don't want to show Mothra off as much. Maybe they want to keep her as a secret kaiju or surprise returning character in the film to wow the audience. When I found out that Mothra will be returning in the film, I'm filled with joy and excitement that I got to see her on a big screen again. But it also filled me with anxiety and worry that her writing might not be as good, or maybe the director of the film will end up using the same plots for Mothra again for the 100th time. Here, let me explain. My first fully written and produced video that I made in this channel is this video, where I talk about how much I adore Mothra as a character, and I also criticize the problems of her writing as well. From the Showa era to Godzilla Singular Point, every single film that has Mothra in it, except for her own Rebirth trilogy films, I criticize all of them in that video. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. One of the biggest complaints that I give out is my dislike toward the constant repeated plot of making Mothra die over and over and over again in so many films, from the Showa era to Godzilla King of the Monster. I think it's lazy, uninspired, and kind of stupid. The most disappointing thing about this is the fact that many of the directors who got an opportunity to use Mothra in their films are all very talented directors with years of experience under their belt. But the best they can write for Mothra is to kill her off in the same way that the older film did. Please be more creative, dear directors. I paid money to watch your film and expected a new movie, but you're giving me a bad case of deja vu and making me watch the same scene and plot that I already seen years ago. That's lazy and disappointing. In the Showa era, she died. In the Heisei era, she died in her own movie too. In the Millennium era, she also died. Twice in two separate films. Then I waited for 15 years for Mothra to come back on the big screen again, and when she did in Godzilla King of the Monster, she ended up dying again in the exact same way as the older film, or in the exact same way as GMK. It feels like a slap in the face for me. Mothra is a wonderful character that is close and dear to the heart of many people, and I can say for sure that all of us Mothra fans do not want to see any kind of laziness in her writing. If you want to use Mothra in the film, please be creative. It's not that hard. There are a lot of things you can do with Mothra. Make her strong, make her stand out, make her worthy of the title Queen of the Monster. The question of will Adam Wingard, director of Godzilla X Kong the New Empire, be able to do Mothra justice and improve her overall writing from the latter mediocre writing that she got back in Godzilla King of the Monster or not is always lingering in my head after I discovered that Mothra will be in the New Empire film. Will she play a bigger role in the New Empire? Will she receive some kind of power-up to make her stronger than her King of the Monster incarnation? Will she die again in this film? There are a lot of questions that I want to be answered, and I expect a lot from Adam Wingard to do the right thing for Mothra. I already got so disappointed by Mothra writing back in King of the Monster, and I do not want to be disappointed again by the New Empire. But I have to say though, that I do appreciate what director Michael Dougherty did for Mothra in Godzilla King of the Monster. Even though the overall writing of Mothra in that film is kind of mediocre and could be a lot better, especially how Mothra dies in King of the Monster, because that is exactly the same way she dies in GMK. Really, you can go back and watch GMK again, right now, and compare to King of the Monster. You see that Mothra died in the exact same way. Mothra gets blasted by the enemy beam attack and scattered into a particle of energy that flows to her ally body, giving them some kind of power up to overpower the enemy. You just switch Godzilla and King Ghidorah laws with each other. That's it. Now that's reusing the plot. That's lazy writing. But I also do appreciate how he brings Mothra mythology from the classic Toho into Monsterverse, by making Mothra into this brilliant and mysterious ancient being that humans from ancient times worship and respected as the goddess and the angel of life and light. I also love the fact that Mothra also has some influence on these civilization traditions as well. And the way Michael included Shobijin, the little twin priestess of Mothra, into the monster world is kind of a genius move, by making them a twin scientist of Monarch, Dr. Ling and Eileen Chen. And it's not just them that has a connection with Mothra, it's their family line that has a connection with Mothra. Every time there's a twin sister born in the Chen family, they will have some kind of connection to Mothra. I think that is so clever and creative. I would have never thought of that. Very impressive, honestly. And don't forget the symbiosis relationship between Mothra and Godzilla that Michael brought into Monsterverse for the first time ever. I think making Mothra and Godzilla as an ally is such a cool idea. It's not the most original idea ever, because in the older films, Mothra and Godzilla have fought alongside each other before, but it's not a permanent thing. Most of the old films don't have a consistent timeline with each other, except for the Heisei era films. So Mothra and Godzilla might be an ally in later films in the Showa era, but in the Heisei era, now they are going back to be an enemy again. The constant changing in their allyship in Toho films is what makes the symbiosis relationship between Godzilla and Mothra in Monsterverse so unique and compelling, because it's a new take on the relationship of these two characters, and it's so refreshing to see on a big screen. But regardless of what my opinion is on Godzilla King of the Monster, I am still very excited about Mothra's return to this new film. It's only a few weeks before Godzilla Icon the New Empire comes out, and I am very much looking forward to watching our queen and savior Mothra on the big screen again.